Tonight's game, kind of to me cemented the Thunder as they're the favorites absolutely at this point. I think this game was one of those statement wins, especially no Isaiah Hartenstein, no Chet Holmgren, obviously has been out for a long time, and they just go into Cleveland and absolutely decimate one of the best teams in the league in the Cavs. The type of win that makes you go, who's stopping this Thunder team? Because yes, I get they lost to the Cavs last week. Yes, I get they've had a couple of bad moments this week, or this year, I should say. But in general, this team has been one of the best regular season squads I think I have ever seen in my life. And I don't say that lightly. This team is doing incredible things. It's centered on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but it's certainly not just him. I mean, they have a lot of guys who are showing up in big moments. So I think some of them are very underrated as players in all honesty. For example, Lu Dort, 22.6 a night tonight, has been a really truly high level 3-and-D player for the last couple seasons now, and I think he doesn't really get the recognition he deserves. In general, there's just so much talent and so much versatility on this Thunder team, and once they are fully healthy, like, who's beating this team? I don't see it, and I feel smart for having picked them to win the title this year. I'm not gonna lie. I picked them over the Celtics. Will it be the Celtics in the finals? I don't really know, but if it's not the Thunder in the finals in the Western Conference at this point, I gotta say I'd be shocked. Like, that's just the honest truth. This team looks ridiculous, and tonight's game was one of those where it's just like, I could talk about the game, but I just want to talk about the Thunder, because look, they've now matched the Cavs record, 34-6, one of the better records to start a season in NBA history. Will they get to 73, 74 wins? No, that's almost no chance, right? Like, they would literally have to go 40-2 to end the season with the best record in NBA history. It's not happening. That's okay. It doesn't need to happen. Who cares? This was one of those performances that was just dominant. I mean, nobody in the Cavs starting lineup played well besides Darius Garland, who had 20 points, but even him was a -18. Like, their whole team, this game was over by halftime. In all honesty, it was a massacre by halftime. It wasn't just over. It was nearly a 30-point game by halftime, and it was about 40 points by the end of the third quarter. Just a dismantling. That's the word I think you should use. It was a dismantling by the Thunder without Isaac Okoro. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander goes for 40 points in 3 quarters. One of the best games, in all honesty, of his career. He's never been one of those ridiculously high level scorers. Like, obviously he's averaging 31.4 a game, but he's never been the guy who's going to go out and drop 50. His career high is 45. But he looked like it tonight. If this had been a more competitive game, this was a 50-point game for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 8 assists to only 2 turnovers as well. Really one of his premier performances. One of those moments where you go, yeah, he's doing this against the best other team in the league right now and just destroying them. That's an MVP right there. Absolutely. J-Dub with a solid game tonight, a guy who's definitely built a deserved reputation for not being a huge big game player through his first couple seasons of the NBA, but tonight he was solid. 8-14, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 19 points. He's turned into quite a 3-and-D player in his own right, and I think the role players don't get enough credit. I mean, who the heck is Brandon Carlson? That dude was good tonight, legitimately. Caruso coming back from being injured for a while, plus 19 in 14 minutes, 3 of 3, 2 of 2 from 3, really showing his impact on both ends of the court with 3 steals as well in those 14 minutes. Isaiah Joe with 4 threes and 12 points off the bench in 21 minutes. Like, just getting real contributions from so many different guys, and they didn't get a big contribution from Aaron Wiggins tonight. They didn't get a huge contribution from Cason Wallace. Obviously didn't have Hartenstein or Chet Holmgren to be contributors, and it's okay. Like, they're fine without those guys. They have so many different guys who can compete at such a high level. And you look at it, the reason that they lost this last game, the Cavs role players played out of their mind, not to mention Jared Allen and Evan Mobley having a dominant performance in that game. And look, the Cavs played to their pissed in that first game, and the Thunder weren't quite at their best. And it was a game that we were like, yeah, the Cavs are absolutely legit. And tonight's game doesn't take away from my opinion that the Cavs are legit. They could absolutely win the East, and in a perfect world, they could win the title. I just have a hard time thinking they're going to beat the Thunder 4 times in 7 games. I have a hard time thinking any team is going to, because I mean, Ty Jerome was 6 of 7 from the field. Max Strus is 5 of 6 from 3, 6 of 7 from the field. Jared Allen is dominant, 9 of 11. He was incredible in that game, 7 offensive rebounds. Tonight, like, they didn't get any of that. Now, I get Donovan Mitchell wasn't good in the first game, but literally everybody else was. Tonight, they don't get that level of performance against a Thunder team that looked just like the absolutely incredible defense that they are. I mean, they are the best defense in the league, a 103 net rating, which is far and away the best in the league. It's not even close. The offense has been getting better as of late as well, as they are now up to a 116 offensive rating, which is 6th in the league. And their net rating, by the way, is a 13. That would be the second best net rating in NBA history by any regular season team. And that includes the 96-97 Bulls, the 2016-17 Warriors, the Celtics last year, who were also dominant, the Spurs, the year the Warriors won 73 games as well, the Warriors winning 73 games, another MJ Bulls team, the Kareem and Oscar Bucks. Like, there are some ridiculous, these are the greatest teams of all time on this list. And the Thunder are right there with them and right at the top of that list also. Like, truly unbelievably dominant stuff by this Thunder team to this point in the season. We've almost never seen anything like it. Obviously, we have seen something like it, but not a lot. In the last 14 games, they have the best defensive rating in the league in the last 15 games by almost 5 full points. And the fourth best offensive rating in the league behind only the Cavs, the Nuggets, and the Knicks. This is a world-beating team. 14.5 net rating in the last 15 games. Incredible. I mean, it is truly amazing. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a guard shooting almost 59% from inside the three, or shooting almost 60% from inside the three. Like, just averaging 31 a game on unbelievable efficiency, especially for the types of shot he shoots. He's up to a 35.5% three-point shooter on 6 threes a game. He's almost 90% from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2.7 turnovers, could be a little better. He's not an unbelievable playmaker, but he's a very solid one, and he just doesn't need to be when he is as godly of a scorer as he is, and he's able to get into his spots with so much confidence. He is right at his prime right now, really peaking at a great time for a team that looks to be a serious, not just title contender, but a serious title favorite. I don't know how you look at this team and go, yeah, I would be surprised if they don't waltz to the finals. And that's in a tough Western Conference too. Like, the West is not easy. Houston's good. They're feisty. They're competitive, but they don't have the number one option like the Thunder do when it comes to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The Grizzlies are deep and they're good too, but I'm sorry, they're not as good as the Thunder. A fully healthy Mavs team would give the Thunder a competitive series, I think, but I don't know how competitive. 6 games maybe, like, and I'm a Mavs fan. I just don't see it this year. The Mavs beat the Thunder last year, and I think fully healthy, they would give them a chance, considering a fully healthy Luka and Kyrie, all that type of stuff. That's a competitive team, but the problem for the Mavs is they're putting themselves so far behind the 8 ball at this point with all the injury issues that they've had, and Luka's still out for an undetermined amount of time. Team can't just win games in general, it seems like right now. Like, this is a real struggle for that team, and outside of that, the Nuggets don't have half the depth that the Thunder do. And the Thunder can throw so many different things at Jokic with Hartenstein, but also all these doubles and rotations and these smart, high effort, high IQ defensive players. I just don't think the Nuggets would have enough, even with Jokic. And the list goes on and on and on. There's not a team in the Western Conference, as good as it is, that I think is even particularly close to the Oklahoma City Thunder at this point. And it is really, truly producing a team that looks prepared to absolutely dominate the rest of the regular season, potentially challenge the Bulls for greatest net rating of all time, and very likely waltz through the playoffs. This is a team that, if they continue to play at this high of a level with the amount of different guys who are contributing, because it's not just SGA, J-Dub, Isaiah Hartenstein, even Chet Holmgren when he's healthy. It's Dort shooting 41% from 3, 2 years in a row now over 40% from 3. Really underrated offensive player at this point in his career. Cason Wallace hasn't shot the ball great this year from 3, but his defense has been awesome. Isaiah Joe's knockdown. Aaron Wiggins having a great year. Alex Caruso not shooting the 3-ball well, but still one of the best defensive players in the league, and I think his 3-ball could easily heat up. AJ Mitchell's been a ridiculously good rookie find. Kenrick Williams is probably the best. The dude doesn't play half the time, and he's a stud. Jalen Williams is their 3rd center, and he could be starting, I think, on a lot of NBA teams. This team is unbelievably deep, unbelievably good, and they also have incredible chemistry. They play for each other at such a high level. Look, I'm jealous, in all honesty, of the Thunder right now. As a Mavs fan, this team is in a different stratosphere than we are, and it's a shame. I thought we might go back to the finals this year. The way things are looking right now, I don't think that's going to happen. This Thunder team looks light years ahead of everybody else, not just in the West, but in the NBA right now. They're that good. This team is incredible, and if they don't win a title with how good they've played this year, I don't know how this year's not a disappointment, because they have looked that good. They truly are dominating. Easily the best team in NBA right now. I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more NBA content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.